My name is Matthew McTaggart. I'm an actor and I live in Los Angeles, California. I also do sculpting. And today I wanted to talk about some of the issues that are prevailing in the US right now. It's 2020, July, 4th of July. And this country is very much so divided. And a house divided will fall in on itself. So let's address what's going on right now. There's a huge battle going on for humanity. And unfortunately, there are sides that don't realize they are dividing themselves against this fight for humanity. There is no one that should live in fear of this country, and there is no one that should feel like they're being targeted for any reason, especially not the color of their skin. And it's terrifying to live in a country like this, especially coming from a place where everyone lived in racial harmony, I have to say, because in the Cayman Islands, where I came from, racism was never an issue. If anything, there are like far more variations of people than there are any one people in that place, because Cayman is a mixing bowl of all people, because everyone comes from different lands, and it's not, I don't understand where this division is coming. Like, don't get me wrong, I understand the roots. I understand the roots of the US. The US in particular was founded on lies. They're taught lies throughout history. Social studies is based on lies. It was taught by people that were the victors, that capitalized on pillaging places and savagely taking over lands and killing all their populations. And that's the problem, is those lies are coming to the surface and people don't want to face the truth that that's what this country was founded on. And that's very much so what this country was founded on. And it needs to be taught in schools. It needs to be taught what happened, the genocides, so that humanity doesn't repeat the same mistakes they've made in the past, like what it's doing right now. I don't understand how it's being taught in the school systems in America, the programming, the way that it's going. Everything here in this system teaches people to divide into groups, to classify, to categorize, to try to identify as one thing or the other, identify as this, identify as that. We are all human beings, and treating anyone differently or putting anyone in any category based on any shape or form of their appearance, creed, color, nationality, sexuality is wrong. It's morally wrong. And if something doesn't tug at the moral string in the fiber of your being, then question yourself, why? Why are you okay with this? And it's because society programs, especially TV in the US and other places, like, it's dehumanized us. It's desensitized us to things that should make our souls cry out and make us ask ourselves why, how could we let these things happen to these people? Why are these things happening to these people? And like, I don't understand the division in this country. Like, racism comes in all shapes and forms, and racism has no color. It is simply racism. Racism is the discrimination against anyone for their race or their nationality, and it's wrong. Discrimination in any form is wrong. Prejudice in any form is wrong. And I don't understand how that isn't something that is just common sense in this society. Like, where I came from, like, racism didn't, how do I say this? It wasn't a prevalent thing because, like I said, it's a people of many people. We are all colors. We are a mixing bowl, and that's the thing that they don't understand. Like, I just don't get in this society. Like, the U.S. very much so is a mixing bowl as well. It's a country made up of many different people, and it was founded on some horrible grounds. And it's time that like they address those grounds, they teach it in the schools, so that everyone knows that the pigment in your skin does not make you any less or greater than any human being. It's the morals that we hold, the things that we speak, how we portray ourselves, and how we treat other human beings, and how we carry love, light, and life defines us. And if we don't have those traits, you have to ask yourself, if you're not portraying love, light, and life, and you're not carrying those things into your speech, then what are you carrying into your speech? This country is not going to grow from division. This country is not going to grow from everyone killing each other, everyone setting apart and through their own little nationalities, their own little quote-unquote races, because at the end of the day, we are all one race. We are the human race. We are all human beings. And until we learn to stand together as one for injustice in all shapes and forms, and we realize we're not fighting against each other, we're fighting against the people in power that are allowing these people that are supposed to protect and serve to hurt and kill and murder and get away with it under the guise of a shield and a badge that is meant to be something that guards, but has now been a tool of destruction in this country. And that needs to be addressed as the issue. And they need to put in place things to stop the brutality that is happening from these people that are abusing their power. And they need to redirect the focus on changing the systems that are in place to teach people from the history that has happened, from the atrocities that have happened, from the genocides, from the horrible crimes against humanity, so that we do not repeat those things again and again, and we learn from our actions. Because it is not you and I that I'm worried about. It is my family members, my loved ones that are little, that are growing up into this world, that they come from all different nationalities. They come from many different colors. They're mixed races. They're mixed. We are all mixed people, and that's what I don't understand. Is like, if you trace everything back, like, we all came from one place and then set out, and then because of the different positioning, our bodies adapted. But that doesn't mean we didn't all come from one people originally. And I don't understand how people forget that. Like, it's very much so proven that the world was once one continent, and then it divided out and expanded over time. And I don't understand how that's not being taught in America. And if it is, I don't understand how it's being missed by the masses. Because if that was being taught and we learned and we realized we all come from one land, one people that eventually just divided across the globe, not because of like, we're not divided by our flesh, but simply global positioning. We all bleed the same blood. We all have hearts. We all breathe oxygen. And I don't understand how in America this people are so up in arms and ready to just cling to their race and cling to their thing and use it as a weaponized thing to attack the other now, and to try to... No, we have to unify together as one people, as one humanity, like one love, one life. Like, come on now, like, don't... There's so many musicians, there's so many beautiful souls that have come and passed on this earth, and their sole message was to teach love and to speak light into dark situations like this, and to say that if you truly follow through with love and light, then life will always prevail over death, and darkness will not take over this land. And right now this land is starving, and I'm sorry, but it makes me really want to go home, because when you come from a land like that where it's a different reality, because I don't understand how people can be so divided against their neighbor, when in reality it's the forces that are ruling this country, the forces that are allowing these injustice, these crimes, these people that are being murdered, and these women that are going into service and just being gone missing, and people just brush it under the rugs. Like, what's wrong with this country? Like, we need to stand together for the true criminals, for all racism, for all injustice.